Hey kids, it's me, Tony, the stubborn stitcher, here to talk about cross stitch. Woohoo, woohoo, woohoo. Welcome back, most people, and welcome to new people. I seem to have gotten quite a few new folks, and I think it's because Darcy, my buddy Darcy, spoke about, just going into FlossTube and putting FlossTube #1, and I popped up one time, and that's how we became FlossTube friends. FlossTube friends. Okay, this is my channel about cross stitch and anything else I feel like talking about, because I usually don't have that much. And but today I have lots to talk about. I had enough that I had to write notes. So if I have to write notes, be afraid, be very afraid. Okay. All right. Well, let's jump into it. Let's jump into the stuff, kind of, sort of. You know, if it's not something you really like, it's not your cup of tea, you don't care about whips, you don't care about haul, you don't care about this, you don't care about that, it's easy peasy. Just go forward till you find something you like. It's okay. I will not hurt my feelings. Well, might hurt my feelings a little bit, but if you do like what you see and you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the like button, leave me a note. I don't have so many subscribers that I just don't get to everybody's comments, because I can. And yeah, so, and do a little, does the notification bell even work anymore on YouTube? If it does, go ahead and, just in case I say something, I post something again. Anyway, okay, let's move on. Okay. Let's talk about whips. Well, I'll tell you, I've done more in the last 3 days than I've done in the last 3 weeks. It's called allergies in South Texas. We're notorious down here for allergens, and I've heard other people speak about this too, and so I know it's all over the country. I tend to suffer from molds, which are not seasonal, they're year-round. It's wonderful. Any time of the year I can have a problem. Now, the other thing that's real big right now, though, is oak. There are a lot of oak trees in Texas. I know people think about other things like pecan trees or pecan trees, depending on where you live. But we have a lot of oaks. I have a giant 20-year-old oak in my front yard that I raked so much, and I still don't have all the leaves up. So, but what happens is that on oak trees, they stay green during the winter usually, or they may kind of start turning, but what happens is the new growth pushes all the leaves off, and that's when I get all the leaves I have to rake. But then these little green, they look like little wormy things of pollen just appear, and yeah, usually it doesn't bother me. If it's a reasonable amount of oak, I'm not really bothered. If it gets to about 1,500, it's considered high. It might bother me a little bit. But when it's 40,000, you heard me, 40,000. Ain't nobody got time for that. And I was like miserable for a week and a half. I didn't want to do anything. I felt miserable. All I did was sleep. It was terrible. So, enough of that. But it's better now. The good thing is it is seasonal. And once the little pollen kind of, goes away, we got some rain, and that helps. And now it's back to manageable amounts. So now the mold's back up. Lucky me. Okay, the first thing is we are on week 16 of my Peppermint Purple Blackwork SAL on Facebook. So every week we get a different block. So I just want to kind of keep you apprised of where we are. Let me see. Yep. There we are. And for those of you who don't know what Blackwork is, it does come from Spain. I think it was brought over by Catherine of Aragon when she married Henry VIII and brought it over. It's basically fancy backstitch. I mean, it's really all it is. It looks more complicated than it is. So if it's something you might like to try, I'll put the link to the SAL. You can start anytime. She puts out like one of the little rectangles or squares. They're all the squares are the same size. All the rectangles are the same size. You can do whatever color combination you want to do. Some people do, you know, monochromatic. I don't. Some people use, you know, variegated floss. I've done some in variegated floss. Mostly I just switch out the floss because I don't know, because I'm crazy. And but it's a lot of fun, and it's little, and you can have a sense of accomplishment, and it looks cool, and people go, oh wow, that's so cool, and they don't have to know it's fancy backstitch. So I'll put that down below. Then the second thing, I picked this up. I had messed with it for a couple of weeks, and this is my little Frida chart I got off of Ipsy. Let me get them. All sorts of needles in this. You know, I have yet to figure out. I have needle minders. I'm really bad about not using them because I am way OG when it comes to this. I stick it in the fabric. Anyway, there's still one in there. There she is. She's a little lopsided. She looks a little bit like Groucho Marx because I don't have all the flowers in her hair. And what happened was, I'll tell you what let me show you this. I'm very happy with this flower. I've changed the colors on the flowers because they were boring. And it was all in DMC, and I just got tired of messing with it. So I took out my sulky blendables that I had similar colors, and I started using that a lot. And to me, it just has made this a so much more interesting flower. So that's what I'm going to do on the other two. So I'm going to mix sulky and DMC. So you have some that is a solid color, and then it's all around it is their blendables. So I kind of like that idea, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm thinking on the earrings, I keep saying this, haven't done it, is to add some beading to kind of foof it up, make it a little, you know, bougie. Everybody needs a little bougie. So I'm almost finished with this, and I already know what I'm going to do with it when I'm done. So I hope to have an FFO sooner than later. Thank you. As long as there are no more oak allergens, we might get this done. Then the other thing, where is it? Oh, the other thing I had started back, where's the little picture? Some people were using April as April Americana. So I'd gotten this, I think I showed you guys last time, I'd gotten this at the Goodwill for $1 or something like that. And I started on this, but as per usual, I changed my mind a lot. I have it in this. I think this is supposed to like hold a Kindle or something, but this is small, so I put it in this, you know. So, I mean, it's pretty, it's a dimensions, but but it's like from the 80s or the 90s. So there's going to be a lot of backstitch, and I haven't done the backstitch on it. So that's where I am right now. So he looks kind of nondescript because there's no backstitch. And I'm torn between doing this as one piece and taking the larger, see there's some little bitty ones, and maybe combining a couple of them, or taking a couple of the larger ones where there's a larger image and doing something different, like some little pillows or something like that, just because I can. And what's nice is if I do that on here, you see the blue right here? This is actually included in the kit. So voila, I have backing material automatically. So I'm smart that way. So I don't know, haven't decided. I thought about doing like, I'm not gonna make a little tree. I'm just, that's stitching what the housewives kind of, I'm not that artsy. And it's my husband and myself, and nobody else is gonna really look at it, especially these days, nobody's in the house. So I probably, but the pillows I would do for myself. Okay, so let me put this back. So those are my 3 whips right now. I didn't want to go crazy because, let me check my notes. I didn't want to go crazy because it's almost May, and we all know what happens in May. Maybe not. Okay. Here's the deal. Several people on FlossTube and others have noted, you know, in the past, we've had, historically, for the past few years, I don't know, because I just got back doing cross stitch last year, Stitch Mania. And it was sort of like a March Madness thing, but instead of that, you did, I think, you know, originally it was like to start something every day in March. May. Or something like that. Okay, and I think it morphed over time. People kind of did different things. But I think over the years there's been a increased sense of being sensitive to words like mania, because for some people that has a different, more emotional meaning. And I know some people have said, let's see, Stitchsania, I think, but even then, some people have kind of, you know, said, I don't know, that may not be appropriate. So, and I really tell you, I wouldn't start something new every day, because then there would be an issue with my sanity. So I was trying to think, what could we do with different? And so, let me introduce to you my suggestion for next month. What do you think? Stitch Mayhem. Because, let's face it, what has the last 15 months been but mayhem on so many fronts? I mean, it's so bad that they don't even do those Mayhem commercials for the insurance company, because it's redundant. He's redundant. So, here's my idea. We have Stitch Mayhem. Okay, what's that mean? Well, this is what it means. You know, there's always something we're going to do, and we never do it. I'm going to start at Mirabilia. I'm going to get so many things started. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I've been doing stitching so much, I haven't been able to do my quilting or whatever. All this is find something to challenge yourself with in May. Okay? Something that'll make you, feel like there's a little mayhem going around. Because let's face it, some of y'all, you start 20 things every month. It's not a big deal for you. Some of you have, 6 haids going on at the same time. That doesn't bother you. I'm not going to come up with anything that's going to make you go, make up your own. Figure out what that is. Challenge it. Say, this is what is mayhem to me. This is what's going to get me going all through May. And I know, though, at the end of May, I can put it down and it's okay. That's mayhem. Now, here's the deal. It does not have to be cross-stitch related. Because not everybody on FlossTube or that watches FlossTube are either cross-stitchers themselves, or they may not be just cross-stitching, or they may be a cross-stitcher, but they've always wanted to try something new. Here's your opportunity. Okay? So let's say you're a cross-stitcher, you've been a cross-stitcher for a long time, but you've been thinking about learning how to crochet. Here's your excuse. Mayhem. Because it's going to be mayhem, because you're going to have to go to YouTube and you're going to have to watch videos and you're going to have to figure out what kind of yarn to buy and what it is they use to do it, and then you're going to have to figure out how to cast on or whatever they do and make the little things and find a pattern of something you think you can do and do it. And if at the end of it you say, I hate crochet, I am no good at crochet, crochet sucks, okay, go back to cross-stitching in June. Or you can still be cross-stitching in May. You're just going to try this, okay? Because sometimes you have to expand your horizons. Like Dr. Kristi. Dr. Kristi, another one of my FlossTube buddies, Kristi's Corner, I'll have her link. She is a professor of medieval studies, well, really women's studies, I think is what she teaches, but her PhD is in medieval studies. She's a medievalist. I think that's the term. And she didn't do cross-stitch. And she had a FlossTube. She has FlossTube. She didn't do it. She does embroidery. She does other kind of artsy, craftsy stuff. She's doing this multi, what's the word? Oh, I'll think of it. I'll come back. It's Hildegard. Yeah. Anyway, egg. Go watch her channel. I can't explain it. It's just like this vision, and it looks like a vision. But it's, she's using watercolor, she's using embroidery, she's using gold leaf, okay? You ever thought to yourself, I'd like to try that, but there's always some, new thing for me to do with my cross stitch. Well, no, go do something. So anyway, she never did cross stitch because she can't count. So she figured out, because she's smart, because she has a PhD, that instead of gridding things every 10 squares, she grids her stuff every 5, which she can count to 5. And she's designed patterns. She has a wonderful temperature pattern, temperature chart. It's a bookshelf. She has it both in embroidery and in cross stitch, and she has designs from the 16th century, and that she has converted to cross stitch, and she's learned to cross stitch. I have a couple of things that I keep saying I'm going to do. One is a needlepoint. I think the other one is an embroidery. And I have some basic knowledge of embroidery, but it's not something I do. So maybe I'll do that. And if I'm sick of it by the end of the month, okay, I did it. So if you are interested in this, the hashtag on IG is hashtag Stitch Mayhem 2021. Okay, so if you do something, go post it on Instagram, use the hashtag. We want to all see it. I don't know that we need a Facebook group. Do we need a Facebook group? I don't know. Tell me what you think. Do you like this idea? Do you think it also sucks like a big egg? That's what I'm doing. It's my story. I'm sticking to it. We'll all do something different. And at the end of the month, you might be ready to pull all your hair out, or you may have. But you know what? You'll remember Mayhem in May. Yes, you will. Okay. Onward we go. I have too much stuff I have to talk. Okay, haul. Okay. Now these are two things. Well, here, let's get through the easy stuff. These are my color cotton for, I don't even know what month. It's because they came like within days of each other. So I think everybody has already discussed these, what the color names are. So I'm not going to go through it. Now, what I am doing is I've ended my subscription to this. Not because I don't love it, because I do. But there is someone else that's doing a sulky subscription. And so, and I'll put that information because I can't remember who it is. Anyway, you get 10 sulky spools and they look like this. Okay, if you're unfamiliar with sulky, this is the equivalent of 1.5 DMC threads. But you get, so it's 12 weight. They make other weights for other things. And you get, is it 30 yards? No, 50 yards. 50 yards, okay? You get 8 yards on a DMC floss, which you can say, well, there's 6 of them on there. But still, this is 1.5. Let me tell you something. This looks really nice. And they have both regular colors and blendables, which are kind of like variegated. It's what I used on that flower on my Frida cross stitch. So I'm doing that. Okay. So let's see, what do I have here? So I have it in this hand. See this little bag? Okay, this is where being resourceful is a good idea. Do you like makeup? This sound like, hello, this is FlossTube. The beauty community is in a whole different part of YouTube. No, here's the deal. Ipsy is one of these. I used to do a lot of unboxings, makeup unboxings and stuff back in the day. And Ipsy's one of the first ones that were kind of out of the gate with makeup subscription boxes, or beauty subscription boxes. And they started out with just little sample types, and you got like a little, but every month you got like a little makeup case with it, a little zippered pouch. Great for holding floss, I'm just saying. But then they upped it, and now they have a second level, which is full size, and it's a little bit more. It's like $25 a month. Anyway, and you can customize it and everything. It's totally unrelated to this, but if you're interested, I'll put the link down below. Anyway, instead of the little zippered pouch, you get one of these. See, just a little, and it's perfect for when you have a small stitch thing. So I finally got in my Bigfoot. So I got him in. I got this off of, I got it from Blackwork's shop. You know, a lot of places, they were out of this. And I have a hashtag for this, which I just changed the name since we just went from Mania to Mayhem in my, right here. And so on Instagram, it is what is it? Oh, Bigfoot Mayhem SAL. Bigfoot Mayhem SAL. So if you are stitching this or want to stitch it or think about it, it's not very big. It is 61 by 92 is the stitch count. So see, easy peasy. The fabric I got, the fabric it's on, it's a little darker, but I decided it was a sunny day when we spotted Bigfoot. So I got this from, One Two Three Stitch, maybe? Anyway, it's 18 count Arial Ada fabric. So it's sort of like a blue, cloudy blue. I thought that would be fun. Now, I'm not the only one that was so clever as to come up with a SAL. Ale and Ada are doing this. In fact, he's doing Bigfoot, and then Tech Guy from, what's her name? Oh, Kia Beast. I'll put it down below, and I'll put it up here because I can't remember anything. Anyway, they're doing it, but it has a different hashtag. But Tech Guy is doing the Abominable Snowman, because that's the other one like this. But this neck of the woods, we don't have that. We have Bigfoot. My husband loves Bigfoot. Anyway, so I got that in. And then the other one, which is also in one of these cute little bags. You get makeup and you get a bag. I mean, what, you can't ask for more. Where's the other one? Hello. Which is Teresa Kogut. This is the Prey. Isn't that cute? It's a smaller one. It's not her. This one is only, this is 6.5 by 6.25 inches. So, but it's not a full coverage, but it almost is. I mean, it's virtually a full coverage. Anyway. Oh, you want to see what I'm putting it on? I also got this from Fat Quarter Shop. And they're just up the road from me. Down the road, up the road, up the road. And I got this also from 1 2 3 Stitch on 30 count seafoam linen. Now, I've been kind of on a linen because of my vision, because my eyes have a hard time, but I'm thinking I can see 30. 32 gets a little hard, but I'm thinking 30 I can do okay. So we'll see. Plus, I have to make an eye appointment anyway, so I'm going to try to get better glasses or something. I don't know. So that's that. That's really, oh well, that's not true. There is something else. You made me by you. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. You made me by you. You ran us out, what could I do? You put all the patterns at 50% off, and then you said, if I can't think of any words to make up. You made me by you. I don't have a ukulele. I have a mountain dulcimer. Don't know how to play it. You may have figured that one out. Okay. That was your musical interlude. I bought not one, not two, not three, but 4 Hades. Yes, Heaven and Earth Design had like a 3-day 50% off all their charts. Now, I have said I'm not going to get those because I can't even imagine doing them, but it's 50% off. So I'm going to show you, and there is a method to my madness. Okay, so the first one I had is this. It's real little. It's, I mean, you know, for them, it's like 130 by 150 by 151. It's a quick stitch, which is an oxymoron when it comes to a Hade. But this is by Maria Petite, and this is Liberty. Now, isn't that the cutest little mouse? It's only stitches up to like 6 by 6. Okay? Cute. It's small, so it's small. I mean, it's like doable. Maybe I can, you know, like feel confident. Then the second one is a little larger. It's 225 by 239, but it's cute. It's like cute in a fun cute, but it's a little larger. I think it's like, I forget what the size is on it, but it is by Anya. Yay, and this is also a quick stitch, Autumn Owl. Has coffee. I need coffee. Thought that was cute. You know, it's whimsical, it's cute. If Little Mousy gets too intense, this looks like it would be a little easier, even though they all have like 87 colors. I don't even know how that works. It's got to be that 40 of them only have like 3 stitches. Now, if I get brave, I have a mini. Now, okay, for those that you don't know, Heaven and Earth Design are full coverage pieces, but have big mama ones that will take you an entire lifetime to do. I have one of those. Then they have what they call minis, which aren't really mini. If something is 325 by 330, it's not small, but it's small for them. And then the quick stitch is usually, it comes from a larger piece, and they took a section that was cute, and they say, well, just do this part, because you'll never get the other one done. Now this one, the reason I got this is I'm wondering if I cannot really conceptualize what something's supposed to look like, would I do a better job at it? You know, like when they have you learn to draw by turning the image upside down because it distorts your preconceived notion of what something should look like, so you do a better job. So this is their, this comes from their NASA photos, and this is the mini Jet in Karina. Yes, look at that. And what I did, if you ever get things from them, you need to look at the mock-up, because especially in these smaller ones, you can it can like really screw up the colors because you don't have the distinction you want. So yeah, this one is 325 by 330, and but I figured, you know, it's just like putting coloring. You're not really gonna, I'm not gonna miss like a corner cut off because I put, you know, 312 instead of 313 or something. So, yeah. And then if I lose my mind completely, because I always see this one and I just love it. Will I ever stitch it? Probably not. It's just, you know, sometimes you just want it in your possession, because owning it is 9/10 of doing it. It's that last 10th will kill you. But this is artwork by, it already tells you, Sir Lawrence Alma Tatum. It's the drawing room max colors. This sucker is 430 by something, 620. I can't look. You have to look at it online, but it's magnificent. It's magnificent. It's painting. It's painting. Will I ever do it? No. It has like 180 colors or something like that. I mean, or 200. I don't even know. Because the other thing about Hage, you can get regular colors, but then you can get max colors, so you can really go crazy. And so that's what I've done. Anyway, I bought them. Yeah, I did it. I don't know. Now, see, that's something, you know, Mom's going to put on this, and it's going to live up here. That's not something I'm going to do, you know, sewing method on. Oh, there is, just a FYI, if you like cutesy stuff, if you like cute stuff, there's a little SAL on Facebook. It's, and I'll put the link, I'll put a picture here. From Facebook, but it's a Hungarian stitch along, and they're just cute little monthly birdhouses, and I just thought they're cute. So there's no you know, deadline to do them. It's a smaller group. Most of the comments are in Hungarian, so something different. If they're all saying something bad, I don't know. Anyway, I'm out of breath. It was a lot. Okay. All right, one more thing. Because we live in crazy times. And I want to share, it's my part of being inclusionary, is that a word? George Bush made that word up. I was driving to church last week, and on NPR, which if you're not from the States, that's National Public Radio, and they have a show that time of day in my part of neck of the woods on sort of like word etymology, or how words are used in language and different things. And somebody had called in and had mentioned that they were in like Boston, and the bartender, upon their coming up to the bar, said, "What do y'all want to drink?" And this amazed this person, because this was a local bartender from the accent there in Boston, but they used the word y'all. And this person wanted to know if perhaps y'all was seeping into the vernacular in the States. So I will sort of condense what was said, but this has been what I've thought for many years. But what they said is that the many languages have in their language structure a male and female version. Spanish is like that, Italian's like that, most there's Germanic languages like that, I can't remember. But that in English, the pronoun you is used both singularly and plurally. You can mean just you, and I can say you, and it's everybody watching on FlossTube. And so regional dialects have developed certain things, and mostly a lot of people in part of the country, most of the country, will very often say you guys. Say, hey, you guys, come over here. You guys know what, blah, blah, blah. Which worked. It was fine. But we live in a world where guys, if you call everybody in a group guys, that could be considered sexist. It certainly is not inclusive of the female gender, and now it's not inclusive of the other genders or people that identify as a gender other than what you think they are, or they use a plural gender. And so what are you going to do? I mean, you know, right? But in my neck of the woods, who knew? We were very progressive, and we have been very inclusive, and we have a word that means doesn't matter. It doesn't denote gender. And that is called y'all. Now, two things. Y'all is a contraction. Let's go back to grade school grammar. What is a contraction? A contraction is two words that is made into one word with the removal of certain vowels replaced by an apostrophe, such as can, not, is can't. Okay? Got rid of the O, just put can't. But instead of that extra N and the O, you take those out and you put an apostrophe and you have can't. Can't, don't, wouldn't, couldn't, shouldn't, all those words. We took the two words you and all, we smashed them together, and we took out the O and the U, we put in an apostrophe and made it y'all. And secondly, it is spelled Y apostrophe A-L-L, not Y-A apostrophe L-L. No, it's Y apostrophe representing O and U, A-L-L. Pronounced y'all. Now, if you happen to go over to Kristi's corner, she always likes to do historical videos on Tuesdays. Well, she actually did one on Wednesday. Was it on Wednesday? To discuss the word Wednesday and how it's really a contraction without the apostrophe. Intrigued? Go over there. Anyway, we still have the apostrophe, but I'll bet you in 20 years, 20 or 30 years, we'll lose the apostrophe. And it will just be a word in and of to itself, Y-A-L-L, y'all. Now, I want you, your challenge is no matter where you're from, to use that word whenever you need a group of more than a couple of people to do something or to come somewhere or to address them. Just say y'all. You will offend no one, except the occasional northerner, but you're Canadian, you can say y'all. You can say it. Just say y'all, eh? Now, what we also have, which is even better, is sometimes you have multiple groups of people of different groupings. So I have a group of people here of knitters. So I may say, y'all come over here, so-and-so is going to do a knitting class. but I may have a group of knitters, a group of embroiderers, and a group of cross stitchers, but we're all going to learn Blackwork. So I may say, instead of y'all, all y'all come over here to learn Blackwork. Okay, say it with me. All y'all. It's almost one word in and of itself. All y'all, all y'all, all y'all, all y'all. That's what the reason we talk the way we do is because we smile a lot when we talk. And so we do not diphthong our vowels all the time. So it's all y'all. Okay? So that is your unsolicited grammar moment and inclusionary word of the month. Okay, that's it. So plans. Plans, I have to figure out my Mayhem for May. And truth be known, part of that is like what I like to call creative procrastination. When you want to put something off, but you don't really have a good reason, so you make up something. Mayhem. It's my creative procrastination because I don't know what I'm doing for May. I have a couple ideas, but I'll let you know next time because it'll probably be May the next time we speak. Anyway, don't forget the hashtags. Let me know if you're going to do it. Post something on Instagram. Use the hashtag. Let me know. Let your friends know. Spread the word. Spread the word. And that's it. Y'all have a good week. See, I said y'all. It just flows. Flows very literal. All y'all. Very literal. Have a good week. Stay safe. Don't get into some like weird, sense of everything's groovy now because people are getting vaccinated. There's still a pandemic, so still be careful. Wear your masks. Keep your distance. Within the new parameters of living. And I will talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.